What is up?
Hey guys.
Hey guys, it is Scotch for Dummies.
For guys on the Scotch journey to help you with your next Scotch. This might be this humongous bottle.
As opposed to what?
The smaller version of that particular bottle?
Well, technically, this is not a original bottle anymore because this is technically the 10-year-old. Is that correct?
Well,
No,
I mean, yes and
This
no.
is not 10.
I mean, to me, I'm disappointed. I'm like, it's almost a funeral to see this
I
bottle because
know.
the 10's gone. They're discontinuing the 10.
original.
It's
The
it's
original.
become the 10. It's technically a 12-year-old, but it's
their
the
base.
10 one. It's now the base.
But the 10's been the base
Forever.
forever.
Now on the label, it does still say Glenmorangie, the original.
Oh, it does.
It does say the original.
There you go.
We
But this is
decided to
the
go out and get a big
12-year-old
one.
original, not the 10-year-old original.
So
The tall boy.
I was at Costco and I saw this and I was like, well, we haven't done the 12 yet. And I'm like, this is a big bottle. $65 for this bottle.
For
It's a tall
175.
boy.
It's a tall boy.
It's a big bottle.
That's a good price.
175.
So
All right.
before we get to this bottle, let's talk about Glenmo and what they've done. Right, 10 was the base forever. Okay, we got that. But then they started getting a little creative, and they got they came out with there's a 10 and a 12. There's what a La Santa, a Nectar.
Nectar.
They started getting crafty with that, which was cool. And then they came out with a bunch of different tails, and that's fine.
Yep.
They're getting
Okay.
creative, and I appreciate that. But one thing that I've always loved about Glenmo is it's always got the base. I always
And it was
fall
good.
back
It is
to
good.
10.
Yeah, up
Ten's my
to
base.
10 years, that is ex-bourbon cask. That's what they do for everything. And then they start to influence.
Right. So all those creative bottles always started from that. And you can always taste that in those creative bottles. And now they put that one to rest.
Well,
It's like a sad day.
I will say they might have had a little extra inventory.
Maybe.
So
I don't know the
so
answer
now
to this,
you,
but
you take the same bottle and give it another 2 years. I think that's all they did here. They didn't add any weird sherry casks or
I
heated
agree.
casks. They just left it in the cask for another 2 years and
And
made
put it in a big bottle.
made the original 12-year-old.
put it in the big bottle.
I like the big bottle.
Nice. Enough talking. Get
Let's
to the
get
nose.
into this. Glenmo 12.
Linen, light.
Oh, it's soft and
Light,
floral.
Soft, floral,
Yep.
yep, all that.
A little bit fruity too.
Glenmo's got those tall necked stills.
The
So
giraffe.
That's true.
Are you getting more wood influence than you would expect?
not really.
I'm not getting. I mean, there's some
No.
vanillas in there, but I'm not getting like any oakiness.
It's everything I love about Glenmo. It's light and floral and very approachable.
It's a citrus quality on the nose.
There is definitely.
Almost even lemon too to add to that.
Yeah, I get some lemon.
Okay,
All right,
let's
taste
do this.
Mm,
Lemon 10's superb.
man,
This is
it's real nice.
It's classic. I mean, it's
it's solid.
You get the malt, a little bit of
Definitely get the
spice,
malt.
I'm getting all sorts of orange peel.
vanilla.
down the
Yep.
middle Scotch, right? If you drink this and you don't know you're drinking Scotch, then you don't know what you're
Yeah,
doing.
because this is definitely not a bourbon. I mean, there's no bourbon character here. This is like meat and potato Scotch.
Yeah.
But I would say, like some of them we have, and we're like, it's classic Scotch, and it's more malt forward or just a little bit less flavorful because it's more for like the backbone of a blend, and so it doesn't really give you a lot. To me, this gives you everything I want in a glass, right? Like it's got citrus, it's got floral, it's got sweet. There's a hint of oak. There's some vanilla, like all the things, and it's really well balanced. It's just a delicious glass.
Yeah, and that's what I would say. This is so for those palates who prefer the sweet whiskeys. This is your dram. It's got all that. If you like more malt or peat or more spice, it doesn't have it. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna add a little water.
I mean, it definitely doesn't have peat, but I would say it does have a little bit of spice.
Oh, I absolutely have some spice. You want some? Anyone else want some?
It's at 43% ABV. I don't think we mentioned that, so I want to make sure we get that out there. Which I think that's what 10 was at too.
It was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
And there are technically still some 10s out there. I think when I saw a bottle the other day. But
They'll be around for a while.
yeah, there's so many out there in inventory. I can tell you this: when I see one on a shelf, I'm going to grab it just to grab it. And
Yeah.
I still have a Glenmo
But-
10, but
to be clear, they didn't have a 12, right? It was 10, and it was 14.
Well-
the Quinta Rubon used to be the 14, and now
Well,
it's
so there was Rula.
Santa was
La
12.
Santa was 12.
Yeah, La Santa's 12.
oh, it is 12.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So
yes.
is the Nectar d'Or.
Yeah, because
pretty
they put it 2 years in
That's
the
correct.
finishing cask.
Right.
So it was 10 plus 2.
Right.
Yeah.
It's real nice with water
I'm
too.
getting a lot more maltiness, less sweetness.
it definitely had that sweetness is still there, but there's more malt notes, especially on the nose.
So
Oh, yeah.
I know one person that we could talk to about this and get a little more information as to why,
I'd like to
what's
hear
the
more.
direction.
Yeah.
We haven't had that man on the show in a long time.
Great guy.
Might have to reach out to that guy.
This is very solid though. I mean,
I think I prefer this with water because I don't like my whiskey as sweet.
it's maltier.
It brings the maltiness up. It
Really?
reduces some of that orange and the kind of perspective. So I prefer it with water, quite honestly, even though it's only 43%.
I always thought that the baseline Glenmoe was great as a neat whiskey, but it was also really good in cocktails because it has that spicy notes. It's got the orange. Like there's a lot of things going on that lend it to cocktails. And with the water on, I can see that it would be, if you were mixing it with some ice or whatever, it would be a great.
I didn't quite get the malt with water. I got a lot more of the orange peel that came out, but I didn't get a lot of malt. I actually think I preferred it neat.
Okay.
I actually like it with water. I think it's maltier, and the orange peel is still there for me. So it's kind of interesting. We're all over the place with water, but I enjoy this with or without, to be honest, water. So I mean, it's good both ways. Really, that's a solid foundation to what it is. And I'll just go ahead and say for 12 years. For this bottle, I don't know if the price was wrong or not, but that's a hell of a good price for this. And what I'm getting out of this, I'm going to give this a solid 3. This is a good, and the spiciness is there. I like that.
I'm not going to argue with you. Like it's a good, solid, everyday drinker. The price is right. So it was $60
$65
for 175. That's a big box.
That's like $28, $30
It's
a
like
bottle.
2.5 bottles almost.
For a 12-year-old Scotch, you're not finding that anywhere. I think I'm going to agree with you, Drew. I was torn between a 2.5 and a 3, but neat and with water, it was good either way. And for the price, you can't really beat it. I'm going to give it a 3 as well.
I can't argue with you. I can't say it's not a 3. If the only reason I would say it's not a 3 is because I'm disappointed and so I'm sorry that the 10's gone.
I ain't
That's
missing
not
you
fair.
at all.
Right, exactly. That's how I feel. Like my heart's broken, but I can't blame this bottle for it. It has nothing to do with the way this one tastes and smells. And so it is. It's just a good, solid Scotch. And at that price point, you're a fool if you don't have some on your bar. Especially when you can get a big banger like this for 65.
And you said cocktails. I mean, you got
Yep.
plenty of. That's,
Oh, yeah. Pour them all day long.
right.
Right.
That's awesome. Nothing.
What do you got?
So the one thing I would say differently than you guys is I'm debating the 3 because this is not a complex whiskey in that it doesn't have like the nose and the palate are pretty much the same. Water does add a dimension, but it brings down some of the flavor palette. I prefer it with water just to fit my palate. So that is something to understand is
I'm with you.
you can tailor this whiskey even at 43% to your palate. So in that case, especially with the price, I like that. This probably would be a 3 for me as well because it's not like massively complex. It's not something that you said you take to your friends like, oh, you got to try this bottle. But if you're drinking whiskey and you want to show somebody Scotch, this would be
It's foundational. Right? It's still, even though 10 is not there anymore, it's still a foundational. You guys all said at the very beginning, this is what Scotch is.
Right.
Yep.
I'm so glad I didn't have to tell you were wrong. You talked him away.
Okay, you can be.
You knew the price was
So
going to
maybe I
talk
should go
into 3.
2.5 then. Would that be
Matt's easier the other way. 3's all the way around.
There you go.
There you go.
Love some Glenmorangie.
Cheers, to
Cheers, guys.
guys.
Cheers, guys.